Ready?
Yes. Let's get this party started. All right. All right. Well, we got, yay, Sam. See, the email was good. We got some people jumping on. I know you guys are used to us keeping you in line and sending out the text. So the text will probably resume next week. We're having some technical challenges with the texting, and we're working to transition ultimately everything into command, like we tell you guys to do. Although the command for the market center is not as advanced yet as the agent command. So I have a lot of notes to cover today. So I'm just going to kind of power through. And then if Michelle has some things, or she can chime in, or you know, Keone, or I know Andy's on vacation. So one of the things I want to talk about first is Red Day. And thank you to everybody who's already registered for that. And I love Ray. Are you who's making those cool Red Day things for Facebook that we're posting?
Yep, that's Latasha and I.
That's so great. I love those. So I'm actually going to compile those together and post them on my own page. Those are so cool. So, and then do you want to talk, Ray, a little bit about the, and I think we introduced you last week, right? Did everybody meet you last week? Okay. So if you haven't met Ray, Ray is awesome, and he is in the Kahului office now, and he's kind of keeping the ship together over there at the front desk. So since you're handling the registration sheet, do you want to explain how people can register for a slot? And then we can talk, let me talk a little bit about what we're doing, and then we can talk about the logistics of it. So Red Day, which who can tell me for a Starbucks gift card that I haven't bought yet, but I'm going to buy because I just came up with this idea right now. Who can tell me what red in Red Day stands for? Who's the first person that can tell me that's not a broker? Michelle Belch, I see you raising your hand.
Renew, energize, donate.
Very good. Michelle wins the Starbucks gift card. Somebody's going to have to hold me to that, Ray. Can you remind me?
Actually, donate it to the food bank.
Good job. Yes. So Renew, Energize, Donate. This is May 13th. It is a day that we close all of our offices. And I mean, of course, you can still get in via lockbox, but we hope that you'll be with us out in the community. So on Maui, we are going to the Maui Food Bank from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. To work in their warehouse. And we're going to help them sort canned goods and prep family food boxes, which is what they call them. And then after that, we're going to go deliver. So Jonathan Udis, who's one of our ALC members, has a nonprofit. It's called Charity Pizzas something. And he delivers basically food to the homeless. So we are going to do that as the second half of our day on Maui. And then we're going to, for those that are RSVPing, we're going to get together afterwards and probably all go out together to eat. That's what we normally do. And we have to do it within the guidelines, obviously, of COVID. So there is going to be limitations, and we do have a limited number of slots for the warehouse as well. I think we can have up to 45 people in that warehouse, social distance, because it's big. That's why we're doing it at the warehouse and not their other location. So once we have that many people, we're full. So maybe Ray, you can give us an idea. And then on the Big Island, you guys are doing the food basket donations. So that's in multiple areas around the island. And if you need a list of those, I saw Antonita sent it out. I got a copy of it. So the list of all the locations, Antonita is kind of mastering on the Big Island. And then if you're on a different island, let us know. Other than, I mean, like, I know who you are. There's a handful of you, like on Kauai, and then there's actually now 2 of you on Oahu. So if you guys want to do something there, just let us know and we can kind of help you with that. But Ray, I'm going to let you talk about the logistics of making sure that people are registered that want to participate. And then Antonita, if you want to chime in for Big Island.
Yeah, thank you. We're very excited. So mark your calendars for May 13th. It's a Thursday in the middle of May. Like Lisa said, we're supporting the Maui Food Bank. We're excited about that right now. I'm looking at my spreadsheet. I have 24 people registered. We have room for 40. So if you're on this
Okay.
call and you have time on Thursday and you want to help support Maui Food Bank and Red Day, please let me know. I'm going to put in the chat here the link to RSVP. That gives me your name and the activities that you're interested in. And then I'll send you some paperwork. It's quick, light, and easy, and we're going to have a fun time. So on top of the Maui Food Bank, like Lisa said, we're going to go do some food deliveries in the community. That's also optional. So if you can make it to the first event and the second event and the third event, great. If you can just make it to one, we still want to see you out there supporting the community. We're excited about that. But yeah, I'd love to get this reservations list up to the full 40. So if you're here and you're free on that day, please let me know. I'm going to drop that link right now. And that's all you have to do is fill out that quick form. It takes about 15 seconds, then I'll get you logged in.
Awesome. Thank you, Ray.
And
And then
also
Ann,
make donations
yeah.
to the food bank if you can't make it in person.
Thank you, Sam. So if they want to make a donation, should they just go on the website and do a monetary donation, or are we collecting anything? They should just
Honestly,
go
I
on.
haven't thought about that. So let me get with my contact at the food bank and see if we want to just do one big like Keller Williams group donation. And then I will have more information by next week at the latest. But if you're really excited, you've got your checkbook in your hand, just call me and we'll figure it out.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I know they can go on the website and then write in. I think we've done that before where they just write in Red Day or Keller Williams Red Day in like the notes section so people know that that's the celebratory day that we're doing this for.
Perfect.
But yeah, we'd love to see you guys. And then Antonita, do you want to talk about Big Island RSVPing and how you're doing that?
Okay, good morning.
morning.
Yes, so what we've done is we are, again, partnering with the Hawaii Island Food Basket. We have 7 locations confirmed, 2 on the Hilo side, one in Hilo downtown, the other one in Puanako. Rochelle, team leader, has 9 confirmed over there. And on the West Hawaii side of the island, we have KTA grocery stores located confirmed at Waikoloa Village, Kona, Keoho Shopping Center, Kelikakua, and Choice Mart at the Kelikakua Ranch Center. And our hours are going to be from 10 until 2. There will be a setup time and a breakdown time, but we ask that we're grouping you into teams of 3 to 4. And one of the team members is going to come to the Kona office and check out 1 table, 2 chairs, a banner, and then 2 boxes, 1 large moving box and 1 medium, and it's going to be wrapped in red. And then you can set up about 9:30, quarter to 10. After we are done, Dan and I are still planning to have basically a late lunch, early pauhana, and we're still working on details of that. But again, Kona office has 20 agents confirmed, and Hilo side has 9. So thank you for confirming, and we are still willing to accept people. So let me know. So thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Antonita. Yeah, we're very excited. And Dan sent me a press release. So we're editing that, and then we're going to send one out for Maui too. So the community is aware of what we're doing, and they can, in the past, we've invited them to jump in and participate because of the limited, which you could do in the Big Island. For us, because of the limited space, we may not be able to do that, although we like to notify the community of what we're doing. And they could, of course, and encourage them to donate to whatever it is that we're helping with, in this case, food. So, and then we do take pictures, and I mean, in the past, we've had people have been featured in the paper on the news. So it's nice to wear your red shirt. If you ordered a Red Day shirt, wear that. If you didn't order a Red Day shirt, just wear a red shirt. That would be great. It's kind of fun to see everybody in their red shirts. And then thank you, Ray put in the chat box the RSVP for Red Day. That's for Maui. And then I don't know if you have Antonita, or if you just want to put your email for Big Island where people can connect with you, that would be great. or Rochelle. Okay, next is I wanted to let you guys know, and we haven't sent out the email yet. I just got it yesterday. We're going to be forwarding this to you, and it'll probably be in our Friday email, is Queen Ka'ahumanu Center. So for those of you who are on Maui, they are doing a vaccine clinic that's being offered to the basically employees, family members, and friends of the Queen Ka'ahumanu Shopping Center tenants, which we are. So if you want to sign up for this, I'm going to put in the chat box the link that they sent, but this will go out to you in an email. They are doing 2 clinics. One is Friday, May 7th from 9 a.m. to noon. And that's going to be in the next to Bath and Body Works, the former Forever 21 space, May 7th, 9 to noon. And then Friday, June 4th from 9 to noon in the same location. And here is a link to sign up for that if you want. I think that's right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So John, I can answer that question for you. We'll just remind me before we leave if I don't get to that. Okay. The next thing I wanted to have you guys, well, actually, so Dawn, I know it's really busy. Like you guys, it's crazy out there, right? Which is great. I mean, it's good crazy other than the lack of inventory, which some of you are really working hard to get more listings, and that's awesome. I know that you are having challenges with stuff closing on time. We're seeing things extend because of backups in appraisers, title and escrow, lenders, inspectors. I mean, like surveyors, it's all over the place. And then if you are having a challenge, we actually didn't talk about this in advance, but I'm going to put it out there because we've got some brokers on the call. So if the broker, usually your broker has a system with you where you text them and let them know if you have an offer to review. And there is typically a backup broker if your primary broker isn't available. So like for the West Side. So Dean, are you still the backup? So Derek is your primary on the West Side. And then are you still the backup for Derek? Can you confirm that?
Yes, I mean, it was Gina, but she's no longer doing it. So it's Derek, and then it's a scramble to find someone else. It's me, it's Lee, it's Keone, it's whoever we can find, but we don't really have an official backup, so to speak now.
So can we put and this is a question, maybe Ray, you can help me compile this with Michelle, I think it would be good to put a broker list if it doesn't exist on the intranet. Just a list of all of our brokers that can sign contracts and their contact information so that if that happens or somebody's in it, because I know right now you guys time is always of the essence. Time is especially of the essence if you're vying with multiple offers and stuff has to get in within like an hour or two. So, and usually people are very good about that. I know lately it's been a little bit crazy. So I think that's a good idea if we put a list of the brokers on there. That way somebody's always available. I'm gonna let everybody know this is terrible, Keone. Sorry, but I'm gonna put you on the spot if that's okay. Because the goal is not for everybody to now send their offers to Keone, but I will tell you that if you get in a bind, you can go to Keone because the guy like his phone is like by his ear, like at all hour. I won't say he sleeps with it, but maybe he does. But basically he's usually like, the guy does other things and he's got his phone constantly, which isn't the greatest thing. Like for an agent that's a broker that's selling and you're meeting with a client, to have your phone there and reviewing contracts while you're talking to a seller is not a good idea. But Keone's pretty good about that. So if you really get in a bind, like you go to a broker and a backup and there's just nothing, then go to him. But usually that's not the case. I rarely ever get a complaint, but anyway. And then we'll put the list in the intranet. So hopefully that will help you guys.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, I'm happy to help anybody that's in a bind. It takes me, a short time to review that offer. So
So West Side typically though, it's Derek, then Dean or Lee, it sounds like, and then South
do-
Side is Todd, huh?
We do like you to try your broker first though, you know, and then go down the line, but I'm happy if people are in a bind, so.
Thank you. And then, oh, Mitch is reminding that Keone has a broker class coming up. Thank you, Mitch. Yeah, so that is another thing is we love to grow our in-house brokers. So, and to help you guys, if somebody's interested in being a broker and reviewing contracts and kind of getting into that, take the class, get your license, or if you have your license and you're interested, let us know. There is like a little training program that you need to go through, and you have to meet with Michelle, and we need to make sure that you can, you know, you're ready, but it would be great. Mitch is finally taking it. I love it. Thank you. Yes, Michelle.
Good morning. Yeah, most agents have not had an issue finding a broker. I know they've organically called myself and Keone. We're both available. We will post a list in the internet today.
Great.
But yeah, we are growing our broker. We have a need for more brokers. So definitely sign up for Keone's class.
I think
Awesome.
we need one more broker on the west side too, a review broker, because it's been really hard to.
We are looking to hire a
showing
review
real
broker
estate.
for the west side team.
Say again?
We're looking for one for west side, one for central, and one for South Maui.
Got it.
So
And
definitely.
then we also are we're still looking for a PB for
Big Island.
Big Island as well. And then we would love to add another broker for Big Island too. We've got some great brokers over there. I know, you know, Andy is, I think, still doing some review. And then we have Lisa Velasquez and Leola and JJ for the Big Island. So
Hey, Lisa,
yeah,
I have
you
a
guys-
question. Maybe this is not the place for it, and that they could call someone to find out what the answer is. But as far as the compensation goes I know I don't get paid anything for the ones I review. I have no idea, but maybe it would be important for some people to know what that means as far as what you get paid and have an incentive to maybe do it.
Totally. Yeah, if you guys are interested in that and want to be a broker, I can go through that with you. For sure. Okay, somebody sent me a message. I'm going to make a note to call you. Hang on, let me just make a note, make sure I call you. Thank you for sending me that. We have a candidate. Okay, great. Perfect. And Mitch, yay. Woo. Okay, this is exciting, you guys. I love it. All right. Next is a couple things I wanted to mention. Some stats. Okay, so you guys, hang on, that are telling me you're interested. Can you text me so I don't, because when this chat goes away and I'm doing the notes, I may forget, but I think I'm going to remember you three. Okay. NAR. So I just wanted to give you an NAR stat that came out. I was on a call on Monday, and of course, you know, it's a KW centric call. So they talk about how awesome KW is and versus NAR, but we always like to know how we're performing against the market. Oh, which reminds me, I am still waiting for, I don't think Hannah's on this call, but Ray, if you can help me follow up with Hannah, I'm waiting for the lore report, a marketing piece that we can send out to our agents, because we killed it last month compared to the brokerages as a whole on Maui in the stats for RAM. So I want to make sure we have that for people to share with their listing presentations, because it was really good. It's on an ugly spreadsheet that's not helpful to you guys. So I'm asking Hannah to create a nice marketing piece. So I'm going to get that to you guys. Ray will help me follow up on that. And then the other thing I wanted to tell you is what they talked about on Monday, which is they said that NAR's existing home sales in March from February. So they looked at February 2021 and then to March, February to March, NAR existing home sales were down 3.7% from February to March. Keller Williams as a company home sales from February to March was up 37%. So NAR down 3.7%, KW up 37% from February to March. Like, that's nuts, you guys. And then NAR existing home sales last year, if you look at year over year, March to March, last year NAR to this year in March was up 12.3%, and KW was up 30%. I'm copying this and putting it in the chat box right now for you, so you can copy that yourself. Those are good stats, you guys, for going up against on listings for
Where's the
somebody.
fly? We need a flyer for that one.
Okay, so Ray, please, can you remind me? Let's ask Hannah to create a flyer on this one too. Somebody might already have done it on.
I did
from
it.
another. You did, Stacy?
Yeah, I'll post it on the Facebook.
You rock. And then put it in the intranet.
Well, I didn't make it. I already had one.
Can you email the flyers out to us so we don't have to go all over the place looking for them when we get?
We can
to-
attach it.
Thanks.
We can put it in the Friday email too.
That's, yeah.
Can you attach it as a PDF instead
Yeah,
of all
yeah.
the- yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, and then I wanted to bring to your attention that another thing they mentioned on the call regarding Keller Mortgage, they did mention they're doing I don't have all the details on it, but I can tell you they talked about a 60-day refinance special. And this is a vehicle some of our agents are using to get more listings. So Gary Keller was talking about an article, which I don't have the article, but I'm working on getting it. Gary Keller mentioned that there's an article that research, a study that was done where they polled homeowners, and 66% of them did not know what their home was worth right now. They had no idea. So they have no idea that some people have an uncashed lottery ticket right now and could sell it. So one, it's letting people know about it. Another way to let people know is through this refi conversation. So you can talk to your database, let them know that there is a refinance special, which I believe is a no-cost loan. Essentially, they can refi for free through Keller Mortgage and potentially lower their interest rate if they haven't done that recently. And then what happens in that process is you have the conversation about what their home is worth, and it opens up the door to them potentially selling, because they're now looking at, do we refi, do we sell, do we lower our payment, how long do we want to have this property and this loan for? And by the way, what is our home worth, right? And I mean, if they get a refi appraisal, it may not be as high as it would be for a resale appraisal, but it gives that conversation. So people are using that to open the door to talk about what they're going to do with their property. It's a great touch right now. And if they can refi and save money and they're going to keep their home for a while, then you've just done a great service for them and stayed in touch with them. So they did mention that there may be, so I saw on the flyer that they had posted in the slide, it mentioned that there may be a limit for jumbos. But then when I asked the question to the guy on the call, he said they can do it for jumbos. So just double check on that. And you can check with Lisa Pua. She's our kind of in-house Keller Mortgage lender. So Stacy, maybe you can put Lisa's contact information in the chat box again so people can talk to her and about the refi and also the purchase loans that we've been doing with her. We're keeping her busy for sure. Any questions about that? Okay, so next, yeah.
Any chance we can get a law of his own 2 lender?
That's a good question, Emily.
Emily.
I know in the past I worked with Finance Factors a lot. Are they still doing those? Lava 2?
I don't know, but I'm gonna write that name down.
Check with Finance Factors. When I did a lot of stuff on the Big Island, I bought and sold my own properties there. And they were always my backup go-to for anything, because they pretty much at the time, and I don't know, it's been a little while, but I do send a lot of people to them for vacant land loans. And then I've also, in the past worked with them on Lava 2, but I don't know if they're doing that now. So you got to check with them. Finance Factors. Anybody else have a Lava 2 source for Big Island that's on this call? Oh, Andy Madrid has
I've got a bunch of lenders that'll do it.
Awesome, Andy. Can you connect with Emily? So Emily and Andy connect.
Thanks.
Thank you, Andy. Okay, one more article I'm going to share with you that I just saw posted this morning is on CNBC. And it is another good arsenal tool about Keller Williams and the benefits of the company, which is let's see, what was it? 20 best companies to work for. So this is kind of cool. And it was the only real estate company on this list from CNBC. The other, it's all industries. And Keller Williams was number 20 in the best companies to work for, which is kind of cool. So I just shared that article with you as well. And then I just want to share a couple of nuggets that I got from a call that I was on this week. So Rob Carbuccia, oh, the link doesn't work. Shoot. Okay, Sam, I just copied it from the Facebook post this morning. So I'll get that for you and we can send it out. Oh, I can Google. Yeah. Okay. Well, that you can do also. Perfect. So I was on a call with a handful of agents with Rob Carbuccia, who is a coach. He was a coach with another market center in Florida. He lives in San Diego now. He's going to be relocating to Maui. We have him working on a program for some of our agents. And by the way, if you're interested in participating in this program, reach out to Stacy Vinere. Rob is going to be doing a program, which is a cap in 90 days program. And it's going to start next week. So, we did send out an email. We did invite people. It's primarily geared towards agents that aren't capping consistently in our office, that want to cap, it's kind of in between. So if you're not in the coaching program, the productivity coaching program, and you're not a consistent capper, but you are doing anywhere from 2 million to 5 million, right around that range, this is a perfect program for you. Kayla's saying she wants in Stacy, so reach out to her. So we did a call with him, a primary call with Rob, and the guy is great. And he's also a neuro-linguistic programming trainer, NLP, which I'm totally into. I think it's awesome. So the way that he approaches the business and teaches the agents and coaches is a little bit unique, and it's pretty cool. So he had a couple of good things that I wanted to share with you. One was, and this is a coaching model that our coaches in productivity coaching use as well. It's called the GROW model. And I'm just going to give you what that means so that as you're working on thinking about your own business, you can follow this model and kind of coach yourself on it and then visit with your coaches. So the GROW model is an acronym. G stands for goals. So the question is, what are my goals that you're asking yourself? And you're going to jot this down. The R is reality. What is my reality? So here's my goal. Here's where I'm at today, right? That's the next thing that you want to write down, take note of. The O in GROW stands for obstacles. What is getting in my way based on where's the gap between my reality and my goals? And what are the obstacles that are currently getting in my way to getting to that goal? Okay, so that's obstacles. The last one is a W, and that is way, meaning I'm going to create a way. I'm going to now pave the way to get there, to overcome my obstacles, to get past them, to, trump them, and then we're going to get to the goal. So it's goals, reality, obstacles, and way, or paving the way. What does that look like? So that's a great general way to continuously look at where you're at on a weekly basis, and then work with your coach on those things. The other thing that he talked about was a perspective shift for me. And so I wanted to share it with you, that we talk about, if sometimes when we're seasoned agents, or even if we're new and we're learning, we learn that we want to be really careful about the listings that we take, because we want to make sure that we're working with a seller that is going to cooperate with us. We've talked to you guys in the past about taking overpriced listings, and if you have an unrealistic seller, that those can be a challenge. They can be time consuming. It affects your statistics on your list to sale price. And Rob kind of challenged my thinking on this. And what he said was, especially if you're new and you don't have listings or enough listings, or even if you're seasoned and you don't have enough listings, get a listing. Even if the listing may be overpriced at the moment, or it may be a little bit of a challenge for you to sell. Listings create energy. And what happens around that energy can create more business for you. So even if that listing, and now you want to be transparent with the seller and say, hey, this is overpriced. I'm not recommending that this is listed at this price. However, here's a strategy that I'm willing to do. You do the strategy, it creates momentum in your business. It obviously can attract other business for you, and it helps you practice objection handlers, how to do price reductions, things like that. So I really want you guys to think about that when you're having the conversations and learning what those conversations are with your clients, and just get the listings. Let's work on, especially right now, right? So you can argue that any listing is better than no listing at this point, which isn't necessarily always the case. So that was a new challenge in the thinking. And he also said the hustle is becoming more and more critical right now, just getting out there, having the conversations, creating that energy for your business and getting those listings. So there were a couple other ones, but for the sake of time, I'm gonna stop there. Any other takeaways? I want to give it to Michelle if she has anything she wants to cover before we go. And then I'd love to hear maybe some successes of things that have worked for you guys this week, especially if it's around getting listings. And if not, let's just share some successes with each other, things that are working. So Michelle, you want to go?
I do. I have several things to cover. Thank you
Okay.
so much. First, I want to invite everyone to join me. I've registered for the listing clinic next Thursday with Gene Rivers. He is a national icon, a listing machine, and this class is being offered for $25. Usually his classes are at least $200 or $300, and you had to travel to be there with him. I've had an opportunity to be in a few of his classes and trainings, and the man is amazing. So
Yeah,
it's the
I'm
best
taking that class.
$25 you'll invest this year.
The
I
link
highly
is in the
recommend
chat
it.
box.
And it starts at 7 a.m. So it's a 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. class one day next Thursday. Please join me. Tonight, the Maui County Council is going to have a public hearing regarding setting real property tax rates for fiscal year 22, which starts in July. And this affects all of our owners and clients. So if you want to have testimony to influence the county council on the rates they're setting for the different segments or tiers of our property tax system, tonight is the time to do that. Begins online at 6 p.m. And I don't have the link with me, but it's Maui County Council. If you just Google Maui County Council, public hearing, tax rates, I'm sure it'll come up. We have a call to action out from RAM today for those new agents who don't know what this is. When there are issues in our community that are policy-based, government-based, RAM will issue a call to action for realtors to come out and have your voices heard. You know, we have 1,600 members and our voices are powerful and influencing. The call to action today is regarding Bill 10 that's before the council. The council passed Bill 10, which was to require developers to build at least 75% workforce housing to be able to access county funding in the way of grants for infrastructure or tax credits. The mayor vetoed that bill last week. And so RAM is calling for our agents to support the veto and ask the council to not override the veto. If you go to the call to action with RAM, they send you emails, but you could also access it through the website. There's a templated statement. You just put your name in and click, and it sends it off to each council member. And last but not least, for this morning, I want you to mark the date for May 14th. May 14th, RAM is having a member appreciation day where they're going to have document shredding and paper recycling. It's on a Friday, May 14th. It's spring, time is spring cleaning. However, check your retention guidelines. That's why your broker's speaking to you. Retention. You want to retain your transactional files 7 years. 3 years is the state real estate commission suggestion. However, our attorney says we can be sued civilly in Hawaii for 6 years. So I say, let's just be a little extra safe. 7, lucky 7, it's easy to remember. retain all your paper files for 7 years. If you've been in the business and you have more than 7 years, or even if you're new to the business and you have checking statements and those kind of things, 7 years. Let's purge everything out, clean your home, your energy, your space, and take it all down to RAM for recycling and shredding May 14th. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Back to you, Lisa.
I never mute, but I muted. Okay, a couple quick last things. I see, I don't know what's going on with his camera, but Leon Barnett is on this call, and I don't normally see him, so I'm just going to give him a shout out because he's an agent of ours that's on Molokai. So if you have a Molokai referral, reach out to him. And then I want to congratulate, I don't think she's on the call this morning, but Liza Rivera was, one of our agents, was asked, it was a big honor to be promoted to, she was contacted by our region to be a regional representative and ambassador for all of Northern California and Hawaii for the Social Equity Task Force. So she was our ambassador for our office, and now she is of the entire region. So that was huge. And then Lee Hay, who was also on the Social Equity Task Force for our office, moved into Liza's role of being basically the social equity chair for our office. So I wanted to congratulate them because that's pretty awesome and exciting. And then lastly, I would like to hear from anybody who has a success to share of something that they did in the last week where they were able to pick up a listing or, you know, move the ball forward in something they've got going to share as a takeaway for everybody else on this group. And then we'll end there. So who'd like to share a success from this week? I know you guys have them. Jump on in, jump on in. Tell me something good. I mean, come on. Tell me something good then.
I've got something good. I had three closes this month.
Yes, Marcus. Yeah. That is great. Awesome job. Awesome.
I also have a question too.
Yes.
I was looking at the MLS, and we had discussed it in these meetings before, but they were talking about using photographs from the MLS for advertising.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, can we get just permission in writing from the listing agent and make that work, or how does that work?
You can, although I would be very careful to not duplicate. Yeah, so don't pull any photos from there. We talked about that already. And you can connect with the original listing agent directly, but you do have to make sure, even if the listing agent sends it to you, doesn't mean they're photos you can use. So you really have to make sure that I would honestly request a copy of the agreement with the photographer to ensure that if there was now, if the listing agent took it themselves and they said, yes, you can use it, and you get them in writing, go have at it, right? And Michelle can correct me. But if the listing agent or the seller hired a photographer to take those photos, I would definitely look at a copy of that agreement before I use anything, because you will get sued. So
Copyright infringement.
Yep, that's my suggestion, if that helps.
I had a cool thing happen this week.
Okay, Dean.
Okay, cool. I've been trying to sell this property like forever. It's a oceanfront listing in Mahina Hina, listed for $11.4 million. And I finally, after many years, put it into escrow.
Oh my gosh.
It's been in escrow for a couple months, but that's not the good news. The good news is, well, the bad news was that the buyer came along and wanted an extension, and the seller's like, I don't think so, you're out. Kicked the guy out of escrow, which completely freaked me out. I've been trying to sell this thing for like 2 years, right? So the seller's like, screw you, you're out, excuse my French. And then took it out of escrow and raised the price from 11.3 million to 12.9 million. And by the end of that day, I had a full price cash offer at 12.9 million. How crazy is that?
Oh my God, that is insane.
I know. So a little bit of a sign of the times, but what was beginning to be a bit of a nightmare turned out pretty well. So
wow.
I consider that a win.
That's amazing. That's a great story. Yeah, I was talking to another agent the other day too about a listing that, like, going back to what I said about taking listings overpriced, and what you just said is, you know, she wasn't going to take this other listing because it was so far overpriced of what the seller wanted, said no, and then I just told her, I'm like, just go back to them now, just list it,
So it's,
you know?
I'm famous for taking overpriced listings.
Yeah.
I've kind of almost built a career on it, I would say. But yeah, I've had some phenomenal listings. Like, it would be
Steve.
insanity to turn down a listing. I've never turned down a listing.
Yeah.
And if it is overpriced, I'll work it down to a fair price and I'll hold on to these listings. And that's an art. You know, I've done it. I have a property that I'm selling now that I've had on and off for 14 years. So yeah, it was
Oh my gosh.
overpriced 14 years ago, but ultimately I've been able to leverage those listings, right?
Yes.
And I had that couple of place listing for many years. And ultimately I couldn't tell you how many listings I got from having that listing.
Yeah.
And it was overpriced in the beginning and it finally sold. But ultimately my theory has always been, you grab, unless it's absolutely crazy, you take those listings 100%. And if you don't want them, I'll take them and work them down and hang on to them and leverage them, you know, because right now, 97% of people are shopping online for real estate. If you have no listings, they're not going to stop at your site. So grab whatever you can, borrow listings if you have to, but get listings on your website so then people are passing through. They're not going to go, no listings, keep going, you know.
Yep.
Anyway.
Thank you, Dean.
Great advice.
So we have a couple people with hands raised, but we are at time. Laura or Sam, is this something we can push to next week, or or if you want to reach out to somebody directly, or is it something that we can?
It's just something good. I have a
good.
signing today, and
Yay!
I'm working on 2 upcoming listings.
Woohoo! Yay! Okay, good. Yay! Wonderful, Sam. Thank you. Laura, is yours? Tell me something good also.
It is, and it's really quick. I had a very cup runneth over day yesterday. I've been working with my first buyer, a mother and son. Mother is a widow. We did our signing yesterday on her late husband's birthday. So we signed an escrow agent, all of us basically very emotional. It was an amazing day. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are so awesome. Thank you so much. Great call, and have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you soon. Looking forward to Red Day. Bye, you guys.